What's up, everybody? We're here with Planetary Annihilation in another Take a Peek episode. And I'm opening it from the very beginning so you can see exactly what you see when you first open the game. It is in Gamma. This is not the full version. There are still bugs. There's more content to come out. It's not done. However, this game is pretty fun and pretty cool. So let's go ahead and jump in, see what we've got right away, show off some gameplay. Let's jump into an active war that I have. Galactic War is the in-game campaign. It was just recently added, and it's rough. It's new. It's very obviously new. But it has some potential. Definitely has some potential. So you can see I've already made some progress here, jumped around from some systems, started here, and now I'm over here. Picked up some research on the way. You can read those if you want to. But we're just going to jump right into the Mawson system and show you guys some combat right away before we do anything else. Oh, here we go. It does take a little bit of processing power to get this thing going. But the loading times are pretty good. Even while I'm recording this, the loading times are not terrible. So the big thing about Planetary Annihilation, it's gotten a lot of hype for a long time. And people have been telling me to pick up this game for a while. So eventually I picked it up. It went on sale for dirt cheap. So I was like, you know what? I'll pick it up. I'll take a look at it, see what it's all about. I'm only out of a couple bucks, no problem. Turns out this game is actually a lot of fun. For those of you that have played Planetary Annihilation already, you might think, oh my goodness, why am I already getting into a game? I've barely shown anything about it. This is going to take the whole episode. And the episode's going to take hours. This game is very, very long. I'll get into that, why it gets so long here very briefly. So this is the beginning of the game. I don't care. Go away, Origin. This is the beginning of the game. By the way, this game's not on Origin. Sorry. So it randomly places 2 spawn locations on the map. Either 1 or 2. Orients to the North Pole is right up here. And as you can tell, it has its own climate all over the place. So little green dots are resource nodes. Those are very important. However, I'm going to start in number 1, so we're going to start our Annihilation in this area number 1, because it's pretty good, has some mountains down here for some protection, but some nice open valley to work on for large battles and the sort, as well as some good resources. Resource location here, a nice small base could be made down here, wrap around the mountain. Overall, pretty good spot, whereas this... you'd be stretched out pretty thin starting in number 2. So number 1 has some more potential. So let's start Annihilation right away, and then zoom us back in. Right off the bat, I need to start building these. So there's only really 2 resources in this game. You have metal and you have energy. So this is your metal, this is your energy. These are metal plants. And this game takes resources in a very interesting way. I can queue up a whole bunch of buildings, and you can see how it slowly goes, or quickly is going down over time for both, and then goes back up. What's really cool about how resource management works in this game is that it depletes over time. So if you're trying to build something, you see how it builds up, this little green right here, how it's building up. As this bar fills, it builds up more... Or, sorry, as the bar fills, it builds the building more, and it depletes your resources a little bit. So you can see right now, I don't actually have much unlocked in the way of combat and factories and stuff. There's a lot you can do in this game. But that's okay. I don't need too much unlocked right now. This is just a campaign. It's just to show off the game a little bit. So this guy right here, this is my commander. There are quite a few types you can pick from. And your commander does basically everything. And if your commander dies, you effectively lose the game. Your commander builds all your basic buildings, so your defense buildings, your walls, teleporters, energy plants, and resource buildings, and all your factories. However, your commander can also build a factory called a vehicle factory. This vehicle factory can build fabricators, and these fabricators can build more things for you. So you can notice we're just barely over the edge for how much power we're producing compared to consumption. So let's go ahead and build some more energy plants. They require nothing but metal to be initially built. So fabricators, you can see they can already build more. You can build the orbital launcher. So let's go ahead and start building one of those. It's completely unnecessary, but we're going to have one anyways.
New energy is required.
We can build some deep space radars. We can build other radars. So radar's fairly helpful. Let's go ahead and place one of these down. You can see it has a huge area of effect, which is very nice for us. So this will take a while to build, but we're going to get there. The energy required thing, you can see the energy is running out, so these are not building very quickly. We need to build more of these plants, more energy plants. And soon we're also going to need more metal plants. Everything's going really slow because we don't have enough energy right now. That's called bad base management on my part. So after these fabricators are done, I have next lined up. Wow, a lot more than I wanted. 5 scouts, which will send them out in every direction. And then I just want a whole bunch of these tanks. Whole bunch of tanks. Hold down shift and you get 5 at a time. So we can do an umbrella, take out orbital defense units. We can do all sorts of different stuff. For the most part, most of the stuff is not actually necessary right now. It just flat out isn't. You guys over here and really start working on this orbital platform. In the meantime, set a rally point for these scouts. Whoop! So we'll send some scouts. We'll send one over here between that area. See if we have another scout. Not yet, but it's on the way. We're going to take this scout, and we're going to send you this way. You're going to check out that area. So you notice I zoom out. This is a very, very small map. 1 planet, 1 moon. You can zoom into the moon if you want. The moon has its own resources, its own pole. Obviously smaller than the planet, but it can be very helpful. We need to take you, throw you down here. And right now, obviously, scouts are used for a pretty obvious thing. I'm looking for the enemy. The enemy is on this planet somewhere, and I want to kill him. So if I can find the enemy, we'll be in a good place. Let's go ahead and work on more of these. Scout. Over here. Scouting. Haven't found the enemy yet. So where's that radar? Radar. It helps, but it's not.
Enemy detected.
Enemy contact. Where's the enemy contact? Whoop, geez. Okay. So they're coming in from over here, and they're building over here, so we're going to have to get on top of that real quick. So this is where the combat starts coming in for this game. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I found their main base. My scout's alive. My scout is alive. So you can see they have energy, they have a vehicle factory, they have all sorts of different stuff along with their commander. My objective is to kill their commander. As soon as I kill the commander, it's game over, I win. Whoop. Not you. V, T. Build this. I believe the commander actually builds more quickly. BT. Set up a small base down here. Okay, so in the background, I don't know if you can hear that. It's actually like really quiet. Except for when, you know, that stuff sounds off. Okay, so orbital launchers. So we can fire out some stuff to build orbital satellites and ships. We can fire out fighters right away. We can get the Arcid, which is a radar satellite. And we can get the Astreus to start moving to other planets. All of it very helpful. But we're just going to start off with a couple Avengers. Out. We need to make sure we get into a position where we can actually fight these guys. So, whoops. I meant to select this one. Put it out here. Okay. All of you guys, put it out here. Whoop, there goes the orbital launcher. Boom, now we have a fighter right away. Let's check this out. You can see this fighter's out here. If I zoom in, it doesn't really, you know, I can see where the line is, but I can only see the shadow of the thing. It's way up there. So let's see how good this fighter fares against this base, just by itself. There we go. Now we have enough metal production by a large amount, which is awesome. So I'm pretty sure... Now I'm pretty sure fighters can't actually hit ground units. They are there to help protect against orbital stuff, and they could be pretty efficient scouts for checking around orbit of the planet. So we're going to want to work on an orbital fabrication bot and an Arcid. Both of those would be very helpful. Where is my dude? You. I need you to produce for me another factory, and we'll get this going. So you can already see how this game can really start to escalate into something much, much greater. Now I'm only here, well, we've just gotten started, basically. We have just gotten started, and it's already, it's taken just quite a few minutes, and we're not even, like, really into the nitty-gritty of the game yet. I mean, this game's called Planetary Annihilation. You can really wreak havoc on planets by, for example, firing this moon right here, firing that into this planet. Seems kind of counterproductive if you have a base on the planet, but you can do it. Oh. My commander caught him trying to build some stuff out here. Took care of that nicely. In the meantime, my army's small task force is running around taking care of these guys, no problem. Slowly destroy his base because he hasn't built a military, because the AI is not necessarily the best AI in the world. Here we go. What are you? You! Here we go. Okay. So now we can build anchors, which is a laser platform, offense, defense. We can build orbital satellites. We can build a teleporter. So why don't I mean, I could start building something over here, for example. But it's not exactly a quick-moving thing. Again, we have the fighter, the second fighter. But these fighters are not... They're not going to do much other than protect this guy out here. And now we have the Arcid. Metal extractor annihilated. So let's zoom in. The combat in this game really isn't all that impressive. I mean, come on. This is the extent of the combat right here. It's really not impressive. This game is more big-scale warfare, not look at the pretty graphics and the combat. But this is really about, you know, this is a huge, huge game. Okay, so you can see he actually built some aircraft, something that I can't really deal with right now because I don't have the capabilities. He's got his own little stuff, a really quick army running around here. So let's go ahead and take my commander. He's kind of in a bad place right now. This could get really bad really fast if I'm not careful. So Let's take you guys
Enemy commander detected.
and start moving you this way. I really like these tanks. I mean, it's hard for me to not use these tanks because they're pretty awesome. Alright, so you can see the orbital platform's already going nuts. It's having a blast. And that's what I want. I need an orbital platform over here for my base, help defend my base. So hopefully this guy will get over there and he can help deal with it. But the support's already been there. The support helped annihilate this base. And he's firing at the aircraft. But you can see the aircraft's a little bit too fast for these things. That's okay. Losing some energy plants, firing away at their commander, which will help me. And oh crap, they're going for my commander. So let's move quickly. Quickly. Whoa! That was weird. Okay. You guys, we're gonna go down here and change your rally point. Go. Select all. Go down. Radar's showing the commanders right there. I don't know. The only reason why I know it's the commander, obviously, is because I saw it was the commander. Let's go ahead and move towards this way. Okay. So obviously, the objective is to kill that guy and to not lose my commander, which I'm trying hard not to. Where's my Arcid? Where is that Arcid? Arcid, where are you? Should've... You. Nope, that's Scout. I can do Scout and Arcid, whatever. Need you guys over here. This way! The radar obviously is coming in handy here right away. I, however, should start building, rather rebuilding up this base for my own use because I am running out of metal really quickly trying to build up these orbital platforms. And this orbital platform is going to help keep me alive, and oh, it took out some aircraft, and that's beautiful. That's what you want to see. Scout doesn't really matter. Go ahead and throw the Scout in here, but it's not going to survive very long. Oh my goodness. That orbital platform, though, gets the job done. It really does. Come on. There we go. Alright, let's work our way this way. And already this game has turned into a much longer game than any of my other games in the campaign. My goodness. What happened over here? Suddenly, the forest is on fire. I don't know what happened, but the forest is now on fire. Let's work on an orbital factory. Put that over the main base. Oh, come on. Don't be like this. Don't be like this, Commander. Just come over and die, please. Please, you know what's good for you. Come over and die. Can you rebuild? How do you rebuild? There we go. Gonna rebuild this base, more or less. Some stuff has been annihilated beyond the point of repair. But first I need to remove all the debris, and then I can rebuild the base and start getting some metal. Oh boy. Almost got the commander down at this point. We're working on it. Go. Keep working. We're gonna go this way. Take you guys. Move you this way. New rally point. Go ahead and move and shoot. There's the orbital factory being built right here. So I can actually zoom right in on the orbital factory if I want to. It's really cool. It zooms to mouse. Metal extractor annihilated. Oh, yeah, because I'm doing all this over here. And normally this would not be a very good idea, but one, the AI sucks. Two, I'm dominating, and three, I have an orbital defense platform, so I'm overall safe. All right, start going this way. Jump over here.
Enemy commander detected.
So scouts can't actually like really fight, but they can distract. So So while I'm trying to get these guys in here, get their shots in here, if I can distract them with a scout, scout comes closer, absorbs a shot or two. Boom. GG. I win the planet. It took 16 minutes. We can see a replay if we want to. We'll just return to Galactic War, and the rest of this will be dedicated to showing other stuff in the game. So, okay, so I conquered the system. I don't care about naval combat text. Let's delete naval combat text. So now we have an open text slot. We'll explore anything in the system. Storage compression text. It doubles the metal energy storage on all commanders and storage structures. Adds in blueprints for storage structures, which that sounds pretty helpful. Let's go ahead and download that, and now I can use that in the next battle. So if I were to jump over here to Ruben or Xiaojing, or maybe jump out here to Doctor or Kieros or any of that stuff, now I'd be able to use the storage compression tech. So we're going to go ahead and save and exit. And go back to the main menu. So, like I said, the Galactic War is actually very new to the game. The big draw, why people were playing this game for so long and why it's gotten so much hype, is because it used to be exclusively multiplayer. Failed to retrieve game list. That's probably my own internet connection issues. Don't worry about that. But the multiplayer is there. The community is huge. It's a lot of fun. I do recommend checking out multiplayer. But taking Galactic War first, it's a good tutorial. It's a much better tutorial than the tutorial they have set in place. Which actually I really shouldn't be showing the tutorial, because the tutorial is literally a series of YouTube videos. It's lazy. It's not a good tutorial. And I'm not saying making YouTube videos is lazy. I make YouTube videos. It requires a lot of work. But a tutorial should be helpful, and the videos, they don't make you learn anything. Moving on, we have a system designer. So there are these natural systems that you can just load up, you can look at, you can play with. You know, Monday night system, load the system. It should take just a couple seconds, load up the system. Or you can make your new system yourself. So yeah, here you go. Monday night system. You can see 1 planet, 3 moons, 1 star, nothing special. Whoop. That's your Monday night system. Discard the changes. Didn't make any changes. Whereas if you look at a 4-player or a 3-player Gemini belt, now it's a little bit different. You have your 1 planet, 4 moons. This is made for 3 players, not 4 players. So you can actually make your own maps in the game, and that is what the system designer is, to make your own maps. You can make your own planets, and you can put your specific planets into your maps, and make just an absolutely massive game that takes forever and eventually will lead into some Planetary Annihilation, which is actually really cool. The late game in this game is awesome, but there's no feasible way for me to show that to you guys right now. It takes a lot of time to get there. Obviously, look at replays, self-explanatory. And then your armory. So your armory is where all of your commanders are, and this bothers me right here. This bothers me so much. If you want these special commanders, you have to pay for them. You start with some commanders, but if you want these other commanders, you have to pay money for them on top of the game already costing money, and that bothers me to no end. So, other than that, you also have your badges that you can get over time. I obviously have none. And then your cart if you're shopping for this stuff. Coupon codes. This game is obviously, it looks like it wants a startup fee and microtransactions, and I don't agree with that philosophy at all, but that's where they wanted to go. It's not necessary. The microtransactions appear to be purely aesthetical. I went with this one because I like this guy, this commander. But as long as it's purely aesthetical, I really don't care. It doesn't seem like a smart choice to me. You have videos you can see from the official Ubernet feed. You can watch these long videos of full-on games, teach you about the games, the dev updates. You have your Twitch, so you can see who's streaming Planetary Annihilation right now. We have Orion's Belt 290, Judge Greg, and Gaming and Playing by Spookin. And then updates. So your patch notes are put here right in the middle of the game, which is actually kind of helpful. You do have to connect to UberNet. It's their specific network, but it also runs on the Steam platform. You have your bug reports, your flagging, your friend list if you want friends in UberNet, which I don't have any friends in UberNet right now. I don't actually know anyone else that plays this game, but it's pretty solid. Like I said though, this game can take like 2 hours. If you have a ton of people playing on one map at the same time across a solar system of like 8 planets, and each planet has like 2 moons, it can take 2, 3, 4 hours. You could spend a day playing one game if you wanted to, or you could spend a 15-minute game like we just saw. You know, 1624 or whatever it was. It really depends on what you're in the mood for, and that's the one thing I really want to praise Planetary Annihilation for. The fact that this game is very flexible in its time constraints. You can play a quick, fun game, or you can play an epic, really long, brutal, super late game where you're crashing stuff into other stuff and these giant planetary bodies and just completely obliterating planets. It is really epic when it gets that far into the game, but I don't have anything that I can show you about that because I don't think I saved any of that. Well, okay, you can look at public records too. So, like this one, 2-hour-long game. So let's see if we can view this replay that just happened. Login accepted. Starting replay server. So it should take a few minutes. Although I don't think it'll actually take that long. I have a decent internet connection. But I want to actually show you guys some of the super late game and some of the really epic parts. So I'm going to fast forward through this replay and show you guys what it looks like at the very end, what really happens. And it's pretty cool. Okay, so this is what a game could look like, you know, after you've spent almost an hour into the game, and you can see this is a one-on-one match, and you have this massive base. You have these... Go ahead and not rewind, just slow it down a little. And you have these quick little armies, you have these fast buildings, fast builders, you have these teleporters, you have your standard energy plants, but you can see, while the military is fairly condensed, for the most part, the resource buildings are spread out. And honestly, I don't think this is quite the best representation. These players look like they're just two friends that want to build these huge armies to go fight each other. You know, kind of one of those, what happens if we build up an army for 2 hours and then go kill each other scenarios, instead of running around, expanding into the water, picking up more resource nodes, and really picking up your production and speeding things up. Not really seeing that here, and that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to. But if we fast forward, you can see not much is happening. Obviously, there's the whole naval aspect here. From tiny ships to these leviathans and everything in between. Your advanced naval factories, your orbital launchers. But if I zoom out here, and let's go ahead and just drag it forward. Whoop, something happened. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It has to load. Oh boy. I may have just done a boo-boo. Maybe you're not allowed to do that. Oh goodness. Okay, so you're not allowed to drag and move around too much. Evidenced by the fact that the game just broke. Again, the game is in its early stages. The replay server is in its early stages. I still recommend checking out this game. Even though now it's just a black screen at this point, I do recommend checking out this game. It's really cool, it's a lot of fun, and really, if you want to see the end game, check out some videos online. They have some pretty impressive craters, and that's all I'm going to leave it at. They have some impressive craters. Other than that, there's not much more to say about the game. It's a modern game. It supports high definition. It supports... I think it natively runs windowed borderless, which is really nice, especially for broadcasting. So I do recommend checking it out. If it's on the store for like $30 right now. So really, check it out, see what it's all about, and hopefully I'll see you guys online and maybe meet you guys in some combat. So as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time as we take a peek at a new game.